I don't want my rival Saul's grandson down in Lodabar. He's damaged, but inside of him there's the DNA of a king. He's damaged, but he got the right stuff. I was toying with that subject. I was toying with that subject, the right stuff. But I thought it would take me too long to get it out, but since you're not shouting with me anyway, I'll just use it up. This is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say when I was thinking about naming it the right stuff. Is that was that movie. Y'all remember that movie about NASA down there where they were trying to find the right astronauts, and it was called The Right Stuff, and they had to go through all this grueling stuff, and I used to watch it, and I would think, man, I can't be that. I can't be that. I can't go through all of that. I wonder if I got the right stuff. Yeah. Then I became a husband. And I found out that a family is the opportunity that God gives every man to prove he got the right stuff. Maybe you can't hold your breath for 2.5 minutes while the vessel goes down underwater on re-entry. Maybe you can't handle 110-degree heat when it comes back through the atmosphere. Maybe you can't be in a small little chamber for 25 hours in a row. Maybe there are limitations to what you can do, but God says, but I'll give you an opportunity to be a hero when your son looks at you, when your daughter looks at you, when your wife looks at you. You've been through hell, but you still got the right stuff. Somebody. And so here is Mephibosheth. He's lame, man. He's been lame for all these years. And he don't walk like a king. He don't talk like a king. He don't act like a king. He's quit thinking of himself as a part of a royal lineage. In fact, when David comes, he stumbles out to see David. And David knows his condition, and so David sees him stumble, and David calls him by name. He says, Mephibosheth. And Mephibosheth says something based on your translation, something like at your service. But then Mephibosheth is overwhelmed by the fact that a king, a rival king, sees something in him that is worth a visit. But he's been down so long that what he says to the king, he says, why, king, would you come to visit a dead dog like me? And David says, baby, you don't know who you are. He said, I'm coming to visit you because of who your daddy was. I'm coming to visit you because of Jonathan. Because when I walked into the king's palace and I was just a country boy with nothing but a slingshot, the Bible says that Jonathan looked at David and he loved him, and he took off his own armor and he put it on David, and then they were knit together like brothers. And so David says to Mephibosheth, they dropped you, baby. But even though they dropped you, they didn't destroy you. You've been dropped, but God sent me here today to tell you that just because they dropped you, baby, you're not destroyed. There's still a king inside of you. You still got the king's DNA. There are still people who see. Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. Been broken. I know I've been broken, man. I've been broken. I've been broken. I've been broken. I've been broken to the point of suicide. But God said, you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. You will live and not die. You will live and not die. There's something in you. They dropped you, baby, but just because they dropped you does not mean you destroyed. And so David says to Mephibosheth, he says, now look here. You will dine at my table because you're a king. You've been hanging out like you were a dead dog. But you're not a dead dog. There's something in you that what you've been through cannot diminish. There's something in you that what they put you through cannot cancel out. The Bible says that God speaks into you the light, and the light is in you in such a way that the darkness cannot overcome it. There's a spark in you in spite of what you've been through, in spite of how they treated you, in spite of how long they ignored you, in spite of the fact they tried to change your life and your destiny into a parenthesis in their own life. They tried to use you as a stepping stone. They got passion and didn't think about you anymore. They replaced you with somebody newer, somebody younger. But God says you are not a parenthesis in anybody's life. What I put in you while you were still in your mother's womb is still in you. And nothing can diminish it. You're a king, baby. You're a king. Tell your neighbor, you're a king, man. You're a king. You got royalty in you. You're a royal priesthood. You're a chosen generation. You're the head and not the tail. You were created to be above and not beneath.